The vanishing sailors of the Silent Blimp. The year was 1942. The world was gripped by war, and every corner of the globe seemed caught in the shadow of conflict. On the morning of August 16th, the Aurora, a U.S. Navy L-8 blimp, lifted off from Treasure Island, California. Its mission was routine patrol the waters of the Pacific near San Francisco Bay for signs of enemy submarines. Aboard were two sailors, Captain Mark Hensley and his co-pilot Ethan Boyle, both seasoned and reliable men. Mark was a stoic leader, known for his unwavering calm under pressure. Ethan, his younger counterpart, was the spirited navigator with a knack for finding humor even in the tensest situations. The pair had flown dozens of missions together, and this one seemed no different, but neither could have predicted the events that were about to unfold. As the Aurora climbed into the sky, the world below faded into a serene expanse of blue. The radio buzzed with routine communications, and the sailors scanned the horizon through binoculars. At 7:38 a.m., Ethan's voice came over the radio. "No activity yet. Skies are clear. Waters are calm." The base confirmed the transmission, and the Aurora drifted deeper into its patrol zone. But by 8:15 a.m., the tone changed. Ethan's voice crackled over the airwaves again, this time laced with unease. "We've spotted something. Large shadow in the water, moving fast. Might be a sub." But the transmission abruptly ended. The base tried to re-establish contact, but the Aurora remained silent for several minutes. Then, at 8:23 a.m., Mark's voice came through, strained and barely audible. "It's not a submarine. Lights. Too bright. Moving in patterns. It's circling us." Before the base could respond, the signal was lost. What followed was an agonizing hour of silence. Radar indicated that the blimp had changed its course, veering off its patrol route and heading further out to sea. Search teams were mobilized, but no one could explain the erratic movements of the once steady Aurora. The unmanned returned. At 11:15 a.m., the Aurora was spotted again, this time drifting aimlessly over San Francisco Bay. Civilians and military personnel watched as the blimp descended erratically, finally coming to rest in a grassy field near Daly City. A crowd quickly gathered, expecting to find the crew injured or incapacitated. Instead, they found the gondola empty. The hatch was open, but there were no signs of a struggle or emergency exit. Inside, the scene was eerily mundane. The sailors' personal belongings were untouched. Two helmets set neatly on their hooks, and a pair of sandwiches lay uneaten on the console. Ethan's logbook was open, the last entry scrawled in hurried handwriting. "Lights getting closer. Feels like they're calling us. We're not alone." Navy investigators quickly sealed off the area. The blimp was intact, fully fueled, and operational. But despite an extensive search by land, sea, and air, Mark and Ethan were never found. Whispers of the unknown. As news of the mysterious disappearance spread, theories began to emerge. Some suggested that the sailors had abandoned the blimp for reasons unknown, perhaps falling into the sea. Others speculated they had been captured by enemy forces, though no submarines or aircraft had been reported in the area. Locals, however, had darker explanations. Fishermen in the area spoke of strange lights hovering over the water that morning, describing them as too bright and too precise to be natural. An elderly man living near the coast claimed to have seen the blimp stop over an uncharted island that appeared and vanished within moments. But the most chilling account came from a young boy who had been fishing with his father that day. He claimed to have seen figures tall and faceless standing on the water below the blimp. "They were pointing upward," he said, "like they were calling them down." The legacy of the Aurora in the decades that followed, the disappearance of Mark Hensley and Ethan Boyle, became a legend, a tale whispered among sailors and aviation enthusiasts. The Aurora was restored and placed in a museum, where it became a magnet for paranormal investigators. Visitors often reported strange sensations while near the gondola: cold spots, faint whispers, and the feeling of being watched. In 1987, a deep-sea expedition uncovered a sunken vessel near the site of the Aurora's last transmission. The wreck was unidentifiable, but inside were two items: a Navy-issued compass engraved with MBHA, and a waterlogged journal bearing the initials EB. The pages were unreadable, but the discovery reignited interest in the case. Was the wreckage proof of Mark and Ethan's fate, or merely a cruel coincidence? The answers remain elusive, a final warning. To this day, no explanation has fully accounted for the vanishing sailors of the Aurora. Theories of alien abductions, time slips, and otherworldly encounters continue to captivate imaginations. But one thing is certain: whatever happened that fateful morning left a mark on those waters. A place where the veil between the known and the unknown feels perilously thin. So the next time you gaze at the ocean, remember, some mysteries aren't meant to be solved.